So, Twilight Sparkle, your friends have abandoned you. What do you say to that? Twilight conjured a notebook. Well, I am looking for a thesis subject. I think the long-term effects of chaos magic sounds good. Discord blinked. Pardon? You're not going to stop me? Nope. The unicorn began writing. So, discordification of a pony involves inverting one of their key personality traits along its own axis. Do you take a guess as to what that is, or is it one of your salient divine powers, the ability to analyze that sort of thing? What? Discord frowned and turned the notebook into a blue jay. You're far too analytical, Twilight Sparkle. This is the realm of chaos. Twilight glared at him, flared her horn, and a bubble of normality bloomed out from her to the size of a small room. The blue jay flew into it, turned back into a book, and fluttered over to Twilight to let her keep writing. I know. That's why I'm writing all this down. That's a fail-safe spell, isn't it? How is that working? I cast the spell backwards. She noted that down along with everything else. Wild magic traits in area under influence do not always scramble a pre-scrambled spell. Thanks for the info. She looked up at him. If you're not going to let me interview you, then don't let me keep you. I'm sure you have lots of plans for redecorating. Discord looked at her, then off into the distance at nothing, shrugged, and shot off towards Manhattan. Right, that got rid of him. Now, where'd the Crusaders go? Day 18. Or 37, depending on if you trust the sunrises. Discord has apparently spent 3 entire days converting every single cloud in the country into an elaborate topiary sculpture. On a related note, it now rains nectar. Twilight hummed, watching a parasprite play tennis with Angel Bunny. That one almost makes sense, really. Plants and nectar. I'm hurt. Discord slid out of the pages of her book. I'd hate to become too predictable. You kind of are, actually. I mean, there'd be no point turning the roads from flagstones into granite. It wouldn't be funny. Really? He snapped his claws and an explosion of heat washed over them. Twilight held up another notebook. It was turned to a page with the words, and then Discord turns it into high-temperature, nearly molten granite. See what I mean? Give me that! He snatched the whole set out of her magical grip. This is 800 predictions for how I'll react to certain straight lines. Exactly. And I've been ticking off the ones you've done. This time, Twilight held up a bingo sheet. If you do 2 more, I'll get a full house. Discord ground his teeth into flour, then blew flame onto the flour to make some bread, pulled it into a baguette, and ate it. That is very annoying. Yep. Oh, and that's another one off the list, Twilight said calmly. I expected more from you. I can be unpredictable if I feel like it, Discord said. Go on, test me. With a flash of purple, Twilight vanished. She came back 2 seconds later with some poison joke and a careful telekinetic grip. Is this one of yours, by the way? Yes, last time I was out. Same with Timberwolves and Zap Apples. I was quite the gardener. The Draconiquist summoned a hoe with a flash of light and prodded the ground, which collapsed away under him. That isn't very encouraging. Nice to see you're keeping up old habits. The blue plant was crushed by telekinetic force into a dense mass. Twilight next brought out a painting from a famous surrealist. This is not a pipe. Yes, it is. Discord plucked it out of the picture, leaving behind a traffic cone. I do like that pony's art, though. Right. Anyway, want to try smoking the poison joke? That should do with your nasty case of predictability. Twilight showed the bingo card again. She'd crossed off the last square when Discord pulled the pipe out of the painting. Oh, go on, then. Discord rammed it into the pipe, set it on fire, and took a deep pull. From the wrong end, of course. Twilight held up her notebook one more time at the last page with a triumphant grin. Discord gets stoned. Oh, you crafty little... Before he'd quite finished the sentence, Discord was a statue again. Right. Twilight frowned suddenly. Now, where did the others go? I'm going to need them to help operate the elements.